Hey guys, it's Dan with the Corporate Thief Beats. You're checking out another video today about growth hacking tips. I'm doing this for Hyped It and just showing people how IFTTT, or as it's called, if then and that, um, how musicians can use it to automate the processes within their music marketing. It's a really good tool to help bring automation into your social networks, stuff that you don't need to be doing time and time again. This tool can do a lot more than just automation, but just for the purposes of this video, I'll just give a brief demo of going through different little recipes and how to get it set up. As you can see before you in the screen, this is IFTTT. It's a syndication tool. So you link your social networks to the tool, and I have a lovely little diagram here that will explain it a little bit better. You link your social networks. Once they're all linked, you can trigger certain actions based on the initial launch of a certain trigger in itself. So you can see here the Blogger, there's WordPress, there's Tumblr, can be the focal points of triggers. YouTube as well, and RSS feeds can be as well. Pinterest could be in there. Just for the sake of this, I'll just kind of keep it a little bit more sanity in my explanation. So let's say if someone posts on Blogger, it will automatically syndicate to Twitter, to Google+, to Buffer, to Google Drive, to Pinterest, to Facebook. So it just saves you a lot of time by having this all set up. And the way you can set this up now first is you can go into these individually. So anyone that's the actual social media sites, and I would suggest that you set up even ones that you're not really a part of, let's say like Slack or OneNote or there's another one there, Weebly or something like that. Just set them up, because individually these properties become valuable over time, because the addition of content curation on them added from not only your own networks or maybe other networks that you like or other stuff that you like on the web. And plus the more weight that each individual service or social media site has over time, it can have beneficial SEO value, search engine optimization, but we won't get into that in today's tutorial. Today it's really just about setting this up, giving you an idea of bringing automation into your music marketing. So we'll just show you how you can get you have to come into all of these individually and connect them to a social media platform that you have. So let's say like a Facebook page or a Blogger. I'm not going to do this for every single one. You kind of have to use your own initiative to kind of just see that it's the same thing over and over again. So you just go into the settings you saw there. I clicked on the Blogger. I already have a Blogger account set up already. It's called slowrapbeats.blogspot.com, and I just connected it there. And you can do this for all the services that are within IFTTT. So you have to have all these set up first. So you actually have to have a Blogger account to be able to connect it. You have to have a Dig account, a Delicious, a Digo account, Evernote, Facebook pages, Flickr, LinkedIn, whatever. Just sign up to those individual ones, and then come to IFTTT and connect it like I showed you there. Now once you have this all set up, you can then set up the recipes to trigger certain actions. So if I tweet something, it'll go to Facebook, it'll go to Medium, it'll go to OneNote, it'll go to Blogger, it'll go to Tumblr, and so on and so forth. And you can do this for individual ones, whichever. I use it strategically with Twitter, because I think Twitter is one of the better social media sites to get something when you're starting off with nothing. And I'll show you some kind of ideas that I do with Twitter. So we'll just go to, once you've set this up, and then we'll go to the applets, and this is where the recipes occur. Then you can search recipes because there's already ones already created out there. So there's always new ones in there. So back up all your pins on Pinterest to Google Drive. Automatically tweet the videos you like. So anytime you like videos on Twitter or on Facebook, on YouTube, it will automatically tweet to Twitter. So you can like your own videos, or you can like certain content. So it's kind of keeping your social media streams full as well, and it's not just over promotion as well. You can keep a simple spreadsheet of every tweet. So if you have like tweets that you kind of want to put back in as evergreen content, you can keep a little document there of all them. Share your Instagram videos with Facebook and Twitter. See, that's a really good one there. That's a whole lot of time saved there. So anytime you post on Instagram a video, it will automatically go to Facebook, and it will also go to Twitter. Then you can also send it to WordPress blog, to Tumblr, etc. Blogger as well, and there's more of those services there. So you can see that the power of this tool is pretty wicked. And the only way that you can do that is you just click on this recipe, turn it on, but you have to have the initial stage of everything linked together first. So let's say if I was sharing this, I could turn it on. I think I have something like this on already, so I'm not going to actually keep it on. I'll turn it back off again because I don't want the duplicate of videos going back up, because it just looks a bit spammy. But if you want to create your own recipes, then you go back to my applets, and you can see that I have some of them already set up. So I have like some blogs via RSS already set up. I have some Insta video to Twitter. That was the one I already had before. Tweet Instagram as native photos on Twitter, but you can also set them up yourself. So we'll just show you this now. So this is one that I like, because I used to use Hootsuite to promote my music on Twitter all the time, and Hootsuite is a great tool. I use Buffer app as well, but for certain kind of content, I don't want to be going back in again and trying to promote the videos that I've already promoted, or promote the tweets that I've already promoted. So there's a nice one there called time and date, and you can create a little time and date setting here. One second now. You can see that I have some of these already set up. So one second now. Every day at 4 p.m. on a Friday, it'll tweet a certain message. We'll just check out what that message is. It's probably subscribe to the Corporate Beats, I'm pretty sure. Get the best tools I use to promote my music online, save, and it's done. And it's just so easy. It's just a simple little applet like to get everything going. So to create a new one, you go to create a new, and then you start off with your initial trigger. And I'm going to do time and date because it's one of my favorite ones. You could go through this all day. You could set up RSS feeds. You could set up YouTube like applets. You can set up syndicate all these to a WordPress blog, and then you can syndicate it to SoundCloud. So MP3 goes to SoundCloud. It's just insane how good this tool. I forgot the most important thing at the start of this video. This tool is free. There's no cost for this tool. So it's a no-brainer to start using it. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to show you a little hack that you don't have to do the grunt work of actually setting this up. And if a lot of people, especially musicians, would be worried, oh, if I use this, could I get my stuff banned on Twitter? There's always a risk of anything like that, but I've been using it for so long and I've never had any issues. But I just want to put it out there, there's always a risk with any kind of automation, even with Hootsuite, even with Buffer app or anything like that. But if you have worries, then set up dummy accounts or promo accounts for different social media sites, and then get them to promote yourself on Twitter, etc., where you want to syndicate your music to. Like I showed you a while ago, when I had a blogger account called Slow Rap Beats. It's not actually the corporatelybeats.com. It's just another persona site that I have. And even though WordPress.com is just another persona site I have. So we'll just do the time and date one because I think it's a really good one to share evergreen content. Now, what is evergreen content? Evergreen content is videos you've already uploaded to Twitter, images you've already uploaded, blog posts that you've done, interviews with certain blogs, concerts that you're promoting, merch that you're promoting. These things can keep being put back in, being recycled over and over again. You don't need to be having to come to Twitter and tweet it over and over again. It's just too much time wasted on medial tasks. So we can go to time and date. So you can pick whichever one you want there. I usually go every day at, or one second, I'll go back there a second. Every day of the week is usually the way I do it because I don't want it to go every day at a certain time. It just looks a bit weird. So I might pick, let's say, I think my audience is usually really active between 3 and 4 p.m. So I'm just going to do 4:15 on a Wednesday or something like that. Wednesday and a Sunday or something like that. And create the trigger. And then I'm going to come to Twitter. You can do it, like I said before, for any other trigger, other service. I'm just going to do it for Twitter because I get the most out of it. So I'm going to post a tweet, and I'm going to say something like, it's like I'm actually going to get one of my tweets that I have already. One second now. I'm just going to get some tweet that I already have. So this is a moment that I produced on Twitter. We might just use that one. There's no link on that, so I might try and get something that has actually a link. One second now, you can see that there's a good one there now. One second now. Yeah, I'll just grab that one. I'm not spending too long. So you can see that I've grabbed a tweet there just for the purposes so I don't have to keep looking. And then I can put in specific hashtags. You can't tag people in this, all right? It won't work. It's just Twitter's rules and IFTTT's rules. They won't let you tag people in it, so you can't tag like Kid Cudi, but you can put in hashtags. So you can put in popular hashtags that are related to your audience. So I can put in hip hop, I can put in mixtape, and I'll put in rap. I won't go too hard in it, but these 3 tags will get me in the sphere of that. So I'm going to tweet this particular tweet every time at that date. And it's just recycling my evergreen content, and I'll hit finish. Okay. The best thing as well I would advise you to do is to label it better than I just did there, so you know exactly what you're actually tweeting at that time, so you can shut it off if you don't want it to be running anymore. Let's say if you had a launch for a mixtape or an album or anything like that, you just wanted a push week for maybe a month, and you didn't want to be kind of firing it out over and over again. But you can see the power in this over and over again by just setting this up once. It's promoting that evergreen content, and it's a good way to push video content as well. You could, I don't have a video there particularly at the minute. It'd be great now if I had a video here to share. A second now. Media. I'm not sure if I'm going to find my videos here. A second now. We'll see. I don't think I have a video. See, you can get the video within Twitter. So if you actually have a video on Twitter, Twitter gives you an actual video link, and you can promote the video on Twitter over and over and over again. And I'll just be here forever looking at it. So, but it's a good idea to use it to promote the video on Twitter rather than a YouTube video, because they'll promote their own stuff more in the feeds of your followers. That's important to remember. And so that's just the idea of it. You could have done this exactly the same with Facebook, but Facebook doesn't really give us much unless we're spending money with it. I still think it's a good idea to kind of stick some content on Facebook from time to time, but it wouldn't be as effective. But I still would use it to syndicate to Facebook anyway, just to get initial traction on there anyway. That's just from my own experience. Someone else's Facebook page might be more prominent than my Twitter page is, and that's just my experience. Let's see where we can go from here. There was another thing I wanted to share with you as well. So you could also do, like I said before, share the images and stuff like that that you post to Instagram, onto Twitter, or onto Tumblr, or onto a blog, etc. And you can just see that in some of my feeds here. Loads of stuff is getting into Pinterest, because Pinterest is pretty good for indexing any videos or any kind of stuff that I have online, so blog posts, etc. And it's a good way of, I don't know why, but it just is, because I find that the actual pin boards seem to get ranked on Google. That's just a little SEO bit of a tip. You can see my blogger is going to all these different places as well. It's kind of like firing all my stuff out onto the web without me having to do it over and over again onto all of these platforms. There's another good one there as well, the like one. So you could do this where you have a WordPress blog. Let me go back to my diagram. You have a WordPress blog. You post a video on WordPress on YouTube. Go straight to WordPress via RSS, and then it can go to all these other syndicated. That WordPress post will go to all these syndicated services again, and if you've set it up. I will say that you could also create an auto blog feature, which is another thing that I do as well, where I have a YouTube channel and I like a bunch of content that I like. It sends all this stuff to a WordPress blog, then it's automatically tweeted out with certain hashtags. So it's like creating a little blog by just liking a couple of videos, and it's just a really handy way of building another asset online. Okay guys, there's one more thing that I wanted to share with you in relation to the IFTTT syndication, and that is at the very start of creating an IFTTT syndication ring, it can be pretty boring and pretty time consuming, and some musicians just don't want to actually do this, but it will be beneficial to you in the long run. As you can see from the recipes here, there's so many different things you can do with IFTTT, and it will, in the long run, once you've this all set up, it will just be a lot less work for you to promoting content on all of these networks. You can just syndicate it to Instagram, to Facebook, etc. I'm not going through all that again, but some people just don't want to do that initial work. What I would suggest is that you go to a site called Fiverr.com, and you will find people that will build you syndication networks for you. So they might build one for your Twitter page, your Tumblr page, your YouTube page. Eventually you'll have this really big, massive syndication network when it has a lot of content on it. It'll be good for link building. It'll be good for actually promoting your music and on there, because these individual kind of networks will actually build their own traffic over time, because they rank for their own kind of contents and become like micro blogs for you, and they're all built automatically from the initial workload that you do, or if you get these people to build it for you. Now, if you have any worries about giving login details to these people, then don't. Get them to set up new personas, new Twitter accounts, new Facebook pages, etc. Generic ones that you can syndicate content to. Now, that was my little gem at the end. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section on the video, and I hope that this little tutorial on IFTTT, this little demo, really helped you. This is Dan with the Corporate Thief Beats, and I'll check you out in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye.